So I was looking through some videos, specifically lost versions of Hello Neighbor recreations by Bonnie Fan 69, and it got me thinking about something. Oh, I have to burp. No, no. Apologies. He points out the AI Rundown mod, Prototype, which is one of my favorite builds, and the Alpha 1.5, and also the Dev Game build. But you may be asking why I'm pulling up Hello Neighbor 2 Alpha 1, despite the fact that this is a released alpha that you can actually go play on Steam. Same with Alpha 1.5 for Hello Neighbor 2. But there is one build that I have never seen of this game. And you may know what I'm talking about. Or you may not. Right here. This is the one frame that caused me to almost hate this alpha. This door. This door right here. There's something about this door, and I don't know if you know what it is, but there is something about this door that makes me really mad that it isn't there. It's in this frame. Somewhere, probably. Think so. Yes. As this is a shot. Wait, no, it isn't. Sorry, that's just genuine lie. Sorry. That's from the guest room. No, this. I'll stick to this frame. I don't know if there's actually any things of it. The door deadlock. There is a deadlock that went on this door before they changed it. Here, I can go to the trailer for it. Taylor. Okay, that's fair. Here it is. Right here. Sorry if my thing. Quentin closes this door and he pushes in a red. Am I recording this? Yes. Pushes in a red deadbolt or deadlock. I don't know. A red bar to block this door. And you can see the guest throws something at it, it doesn't open. That is absent in the game, instead replaced with simply the code. And the ability to put an actual lock on the door. I don't know if many people know that, but if you actually get the lock from the attic door or the blue lock from outside, you can actually put it on doors and you can't get through them. But then we get probably one of my favorite things. Right here, he is using a buzzsaw to saw open the door, and it works. Well, in the trailer. But actually, there is something in the game, and I don't know if it's just in Alpha 1 or in... Also, I know it's in Alpha 1.5, but if you do lock yourself in this... Oh, crap, that's... No, stop. Microsoft Edge. If you do lock yourself in this room in the alpha releases, he will actually go grab a buzzsaw from downstairs. I've never seen him actually get through the door, but there is a buzzsaw downstairs in one of the rooms. You can find it. You can't pick it up, sadly, but, you know, it's there. I really wish somebody would make this, and I know it's such a minuscule change, but honestly, I think it's one of the best changes I've seen. And, well, there is a little bit of changes on the door, but I really wish that somebody would make this small little build version of Hello Guest. Because this is probably one of my like it's I don't know if it is an homage to it, but I spelled neighbor wrong. There is okay, I can't find it here. But we all know the prototype deadlock that was in this game. And honestly, it was one of my favorite things ever. I love it. Anytime I play a recreation of the prototype, I love seeing the deadlock. And even in other games, like alternative reality, it has a deadlock on one of the bathroom doors for some reason. But it does. Now, besides that, more prototypes. And just more things with Hello Neighbor. This is gonna be a Hello Neighbor video. It's gonna be a Hello Neighbor video. Bird didn't check his vents. Bird didn't use the audio alert. Vents, vents. So, character that's going to appear in Hello Neighbor 3. I have beaten Hello Neighbor 3 twice now. I have the playtest right here. I've beaten it, saving all the characters. I'll probably do another playthrough of it. I never seen this character. I'm guessing they haven't been added. This is Signed, one of my favorite characters. Coned. I also haven't seen this character. I don't know if this is because there's a character similar to it called the Forest Protector of the Forest Dweller, and they also have a cone on their head, but I don't know if they're the same person. Um, I'm guessing they're kind of just vandals from Hello Guest. Speaking of the guest, I don't know if he appears in this game. I really hope he does, because he's peak character. Um, and also, hold on, let me just... Theodore Peterson. Let me find it. Okay, it's not on here, but you know, hold on, let me go back on. Okay, guess not. Oh. This version of the neighbor, let me find a better, look at him. This is probably one of my most favorite looks for the neighbor out of all of them. He has rarely changed throughout the alphas, prototypes, and full releases of the game, besides Hello Neighbor 2 and, you know, all the other ones. But this, out of all the neighbor designs that have ever neighbored, that have ever said Hello Neighbor, this is my favorite. No gloves, which honestly I never really thought it made sense for him to just constantly be wearing gloves all of the time. Like, if they had something that made him, like, take off his gloves at just a random time. Alright, so anyways, here you can also see that his classic curled mustache is gone. I can't record shit in this house because of this guy, by the way. I can't actually do anything. Hey, guess what? Your room's gonna be done by the end of the month, meaning you don't get to be in here anymore. No, I'm gonna lock you out of my room. I'm gonna get an actual lock. You could even say a secret neighbor. Anyways, but he's kind of got a more natural mustache now, and I really like this look. I actually just really like the art style of Hello Neighbor 3. I don't get why people are mad at it. Like, it's a prototype, dumbass. Of course, it's gonna look weird. Um, I just really like how it looks. Like, it looks so realistic. Like, this is one of the shots from the game, and it looks almost real. Now, my second favorite version of the neighbor. It's this one. I gotta make sure. Yeah, all right. I think it's from the Kickstarter material. No, it's from art book material. Not Nikki, I need the neighbor. So I can say hello, neighbor. Actually, this whole thing actually just has a bunch of stuff that I like. It actually makes me like the new art style, because I feel like it would have fit in a lot more with some of this old stuff. Alright, let's see Nikki first. This is art book of Nikki Roth, the main character. As we can see at the start here, he had a yellow shirt, red puffer vest, same old jeans and the red Converse. His mouth is really low on his face, so there isn't any room for the chin mark. That's like one of the first things I noticed. And his head is just a lot longer in general. Next, this version, he kind of ditched the vest and yellow dress shirt for this white and red shirt right here. Same jeans, shoes. So he has glasses now. His mouth has moved a little bit up, so you can see the chin swirl now. The next one, he is ginger. He has a band-aid on his nose. I don't know if that's a cigarette or something in his mouth. I'm guessing it's a cigarette. The chin swirl's a little lower on his chin now. He kept the same pointy nose throughout all of it. He now has a red plaid dress shirt with a designer t-shirt underneath it. He finally rolled up his jeans. Still got the same old shoe. He keeps the same shoes. I'm just gonna save time with that. Now, the final Nicky, the one we actually get in the game. Well, at least adult Nicky. Um, he still has the band-aid. His mouth is moved to where a normal human's mouth should be. His head is a decent shape. I'm starting to realize he kind of just pushed all his features up. He's got the same shirt from the second design, but on this time there's a little smiley face on it, and then a plaid short sleeve button up. Same rolled up pants, same watch. And then we have this. This is basically just the same thing, but there's a couple different things in here. First of all, this version. I'm guessing these were just different designs, but different clothes. It's like trying to see what clothes he would work out best for. This is his final design, I think. I don't know what's different here. I can't really... Oh, his mouth. His mouth is a little bit longer in this one. This one is his ginger look with the outfit. This one is his new look with the old outfit. You know, actually doesn't look too bad. And he kind of just looks like a middle-aged dad in that one. And then there's the first outfit. So, item concepts. So, I don't know when this was. Current. No, when was this made? Oh, might have been made back then. Okay. Mm, yeah, it was. Okay. But honestly, after playing through Hello Neighbor a bunch, I don't actually dislike this as much as I thought I would. But now the item sketches... Okay, look. The item sketches actually do look a lot like these ones, and probably because, you know, they're sketches for the items that would become that. But I really wish they just kept these. It isn't the old art style, but it isn't the new. It's a little somewhere in between, and I really like it. Like, if they just kept, like, the realistic textures on the old items, or made them a little more accurate to what time period Hello Neighbor takes place, which I'm assuming is the 90s, maybe 2000s. Yeah, 80s, 90s. I searched up VHS because there is a VHS tape that Nikki has and a VCR. And judging that DVD players are nowhere to be found, I'm guessing it takes somewhere around that. As well as the strange obsession with opera music. I don't know what that is. In a good amount, I think, prototype trailer, it has, opera music in the background. It's actually a really good song. Um, it just has opera music in the background. I don't know what that is. But you can see it here. These are the two final designs for the gramophone and the I Can't pitching machine there. Both used in the final version of the game. These were the designs beforehand. The gramophone had a larger bell rim, but the base basically stayed the same. However, the pitching machine I think changed the most out of all of these. A lot wider base, now segmented in multiple pieces. There's actual balls and thing. It's now standing on four legs. Still has this, which I do not know what that is for. I've never used a pitching machine. And the lever just has some wrap on it. Now, the two original designs here, these are actually my favorite. Because they kind of have that weird, jagged... That's how I would describe all of the art book design. Jagged. But I really like it. It has this cool little design on it. Bunch of different pipes in here. The crank. Now, the old pitching machine, I don't know where it would come out. It has a plug there, which they got rid of in the final version. I don't know how I didn't notice that. Still four-legged. It's kind of just that, but without the thing, the different back on it. More of the gramophones. Bagged concepts. Grocery bags, or the... Hmm, okay. Backhouse. The backhouse as in neighbor's house or a house in the background? Hold on. I had to sneeze. An alt of it. Like, hall. This looks really cool. Where? This little thing, like, look at this design. Like, add some, like, do you have windows? Like, look at this design. Florida. But, like, all this, like, jagged design. It's like the for release, but with, like, realistic textures. I love it. Random house. This actually looks like an actual house. I like that. Old logo. Old backdrop, which we can actually see the neighbor's house. And you can see, there's a couple scrapped rooms. You can barely see them because it's not all that up close, but you can barely see them. That house on top of that windmill, it's not there in the final game. I think that's for the train, so I think that's there. That's the red key room, or where it would be. It's a different. That's a church. The well, not a well. Jeez, water tower there. The Helena Exposed book. Theodore. This is just reference for him. Nikki and the mannequins. And then actually the mannequins. I actually do really like these designs. Like, I really like all the art book sketch designs. If they had kept this, like the old sketchbook type stuff, this is what I would like to see a game of. Scratch the Hello Guest stuff. This is what I would like to see a game of. A Hello Neighbor game or mod with this art style. There's the male one and there's the female one. Now a bow. I don't think we ever saw this in the game. Now this is how an actual bow works. The arrow is typically set on the side of it, and then you pull back and release. Same with the second design. But the third design actually takes place with more of a play toy bow, which I'm guessing I think is what they were going for based on the suction cup. But for its time, I do like the first two, or well, first and fourth design. Cash register concept. You can see what they went off of, those old, of course, cash registers that nobody uses anymore. These are very out of style and actually very out of use. These are not in use anymore because they are horrible to use. I have tried one, they do not work well. Now, the windmill. This is, I'm guessing, what they really went with, judging that it has this little balcony, which is seen in the full release, but I still like the sketchbook design. Houses. Sorry, I had to burp there. Wait, I had to burp again. A bunch of house concepts. I don't know if this is for the neighbor or... But I like these. They're very cool. Street concept. It looks like Hello Neighbor 3. I don't know for Hello Neighbor 3 if they're gonna go back and take some stuff from the old artwork, and then make it into a new game, but I really like how this looks. The Fear Factory. We never saw this in the full release. The only thing that we saw was the Fear School, Fear Supermarket, and I forgot the third one. Hold on. Fear Closet, whatever it was called. We never saw the Fear Factory. So that's concept for that. Back house, whole house. I don't know what the back house on the back. That's fair. That's fair, man. That's fair. And the actual physical sketch. Oh, I like this look. It kind of looks like the Monster House. Magnet room. I actually do like this more than the one we got in the final. It just has more stuff in it rather than being an empty space. Magnet room doodle. See, I like that there's more stuff. I feel like with Hello Neighbor, what they did is they made everything too big. They made just everything too big. That's really what I think the problem was. Not that art. I like the art. Maybe just a little more realism in there. Throw a little realism in there. Get the old textures from this. Redo some of the assets. Put some stuff in there. And I think you got it. Bathroom concept. Look at this. See, it looks so good because there's stuff. You can look in there and there's stuff. I can't really point out a place in here that there's not stuff, and I like that. And I like the old neighbor. I really like this design for the neighbor. Um, it was seen as well as in the dev game, and I think this is what they're going for with Hello Neighbor 3. His old design because of the hair and the mustache. Here is his old model. Now, promotional art. I do like the promotional art, and I like me some promotional art. There's actually not much in here. We're not going to click on that video because they do introduce a Charlie Chaplin mustache. And, ooh, scary, I know, but just for reason, I've already seen the video, that's why. Um, there is actually a full thing of this where he's colored. I think it might be in the other one. But throwing a butcher's knife out of the window, and a bunch of graves in the background. We can see that. I think this was for the Halloween. I love that these are titled like this. Um, Neighboro. Is that a typing error, or did they say that on purpose? But we can see the neighbor's head swapped out with pumpkin and more graves in the background. They really like their graves as the neighbor with the hatchet. I'll explain the neighbor and the hatchet in a little bit. Kickstarter in 5 days. The neighbor in a Viking outfit. The neighbor driving off in a car into the physical, literal air. The neighbor in a house design, or interior at least. The neighbor with a little cake there under a box, probably trapping somebody. Neighbor pushing a wardrobe in a painting, or no, that's a window, sorry. With someone with a hatchet. You can see their love with hatchets. The cake was there all along. And then the neighbor eating cake. Oh, ooh, there's a bunch of stuff right here. This. This right here. I'll to give you a moment to look at it. This is my favorite version of the neighbor. We can see a very old version of the house. He has red plaid pants, a yellow dress shirt with green little cuffs there, a green sweater vest, the old design. And this is just a tidbit of accuracy for how this would work, and I love it. Because this is how locks actually work. They don't just kind of stick to the door. Um, Hello Neighbor 2 has this. I like that. I really wish the old one had it as well. More Fear Factory stuff. Like, look, there's so much stuff in here. Like, I think people at Half-Life could have made this into a level if they wanted to. If they just used the source assets, because there's stuff. Look at all this. This looks amazing. I like this. Like this with some semi-realistic textures, I feel like you could have done some really good stuff with this. And I think that's what they're going to do. Like this room. It's fine, actually. I do like this. But maybe change up the bed. Make the furnace a little more of an oblong cylinder shape. Keep the bent stuff, all the steam coming out there. The TV. I actually do like the TV. The rug. Ladder. Maybe change it to a wood ladder. I like the light switch thing. Boxes. Yeah, put in some different art style. No, keep this art style, just shorten all of it up a bit so that the boards, there's more. Just put some, yeah, like the bedroom final. This is what it ended up looking like. Throw some more stuff in there. Be like Secret Neighbor that threw a bunch of stuff in there. Now the kitchen actually is fairly fine in this version. Or, well, this look for the kitchen. Because there is stuff. And I love my stuff, you know this. The art style doesn't actually look bad in this. Just some more semi-realistic textures, change up the fridge a little bit, and I feel like you could have done something there. Hello Neighbor Play Conk or Con. Now, I actually really like this room because there's my favorite thing. If you didn't know, there's a bunch of stuff. Obviously, I think it's a play on what you see at the end of Hello Neighbor Act 4, that room. Unused play, that's what it's called. Um, I can't really oh, play, as in literal play, as in a theater. Okay, yeah, I see the seats and the set there. Okay, that confused me. Kitchen, this is for Nikki's house. You could see where all the stuff would go, the fridge, another sketch, another concept. Final. The thing about this is that there's stuff. Just add more stuff. Go crazy. Living room sketch. This is perfect. You should have kept this. Made it look like he was living in poverty. This is even better. You should have kept the paint coming off the, or no, sorry, the wallpaper coming off. This, I like this because there's trash everywhere. It's realistic. This. I think it just needed a little bit more real. When you were cooking in the lab, you didn't add enough chemical X. Do you know? Do you get them? Nikki's car. I actually really like this version. This is almost one of the versions we got. I don't know if we did get this. I'm a little crazy. Oh yeah, we got this in the full release. And I like this, but this design actually went to the neighbor's car instead. Theodore's car. I like this. This old design. This, not so much. I guess when I feel like it's too long. Looks more like a race car than what the neighbor's car really should be. More car design, or generic car designs. This is very generic. Now, here's another thing of the neighbor. Oh, I actually messed up. This is just a sweater, not a dress shirt. But we could see his old design. I like that. Mannequin sketches. I like that they were all going to be unique. And yes, I was very also surprised when I saw that these are actually how mannequins look. Not the plastic mannequins, but old mannequins. This is genuinely just how they looked, and that really surprised me. More mannequin designs. I like that they were all going to look different, and I wish they stuck with that. Look at the little measuring tape around the waist. All this, the wheels. Kickstarter material. This is the one thing we haven't gone into. The neighbor walking in or climbing up a tree, I'm guessing with the golden apples there, for the golden apples. A redone shot of that thing we saw earlier. Kickstarter graphic. We see Nikki's or the player's house, a grave in their backyard. This is what I see in a bunch of games, a grave in the backyard. I don't really understand it. A shovel in the neighbor's front yard, and then seemingly what I'm guessing this is kind of just the basis for all of the houses, or well, at least the not the prototype, pre-alpha and alpha 1. Garage on the left, living room on the right, and then just whatever above that. I actually do like that house. And then, probably one of my other favorite versions of the neighbor, peeking out the door, the clown neighbor. It's obviously based off the original Pennywise from the series by Stephen King. Was it Stephen King? Yes, it was Stephen King. But I like his clown look, and it really gives some insight into what he did before his life. And then there's this, but Reddit Emma, or Ask Me Anything. Diorama House. Now this is obviously Alpha 1. Garage on the left, living room on the right, shark room. Now there is actually nothing above this in the full release game, and you may notice something that's very noticeably missing there. And it is our classic train. The train is not here, despite it being an Alpha 1. Is it an Alpha? I really hope it's an Alpha 1, or else I've just embarrassed myself by saying that. But a lot of games have took it upon themselves to allow these areas to be accessible. Again, I'm going to mention Hello Neighbor Alternative Reality. That is a blow-up doll. Here's another diorama with the neighbor in his front yard, a shed, just some extra stuff thrown in there. But I think that's really it for this. Actually, hold on. Let me just search up Hello Neighbor and see what happens. Hello Neighbor. Nope, just Hello Neighbor. Good images. Yes. The cover art. Now, actually, something I do want to check out. Ah, there it is. Here it is. This shot. I think it's from the prototype house, but that was never used, we know it. That build was scrapped. It's very strange, because this is still used on Steam, and so is this. Where he's coming down the stairs. If you go to his, or Hello Neighbor's just general Steam page, actually, I think I can go there now, hold on. No, wait, hold on. Actually, easier way to get there. Hello Neighbor, store page. It's still used here, and so is, the old announcement trailer. Sure, they do actually include shots of the real thing. But you can see, it's from the prototype. And this man, many people thought that was the devil. I think that's just the player in his house. I think that's just what it is. Alpha 2. More Alpha 2. There's just a song? Why is that on there? A lot of people were upset with Hello Neighbor 2 because it didn't have the guest, but they just added him, so. Let me just go to concept art in general. Let's see what we got on here. More of this. This is, apparently, an Alpha 3 concept house. There's a lot going on here, and I like that, because if you didn't know, my favorite thing on this earth is stuff, and we have it right here. This is basically stuff at its peak. I changed accents there, sorry. A bunch of houses stacked up on each other. This entirely different house on a thing. That's a couch. Just a swing there. It's crazy. And then this, which actually I think is no, it is a reference to, I forgot what that movie was called. How did I forget? Home Alone, jeez. Reference to Home Alone, and then the Kickstarter house in the back. We actually have this guy from the Hello Neighbor 2 DLC. He's in the school section. I don't think we're in Hello Neighbor anymore. But this frame is actually used a lot. This is the wider shot. This is obviously of the pre-alpha. No, not the pre-alpha, the prototype. We have this little sign here, the door, again, the return of the little key lock, or key holder lock thing. A photo, I don't know who that is. A phone, a lamp. We see the neighbor's silhouette with chains and the hatchet. I don't know what their obsession with this hatchet is. You can also tell it's old design, but there it is again. Let me just go on here. I don't know what the whole deal with the hatchet. There it is again. I don't know what the whole deal with the hatchet is. Hold on. Concept art, hatchet. What is their deal with this? In this one, the hatchet. What is their deal with the hatchet? Was the Hello Neighbor the Hello Neighbor? I just said his name like it was Hello Neighbor. Yeah, screw it. Is the Hello Neighbor supposed to carry a hatchet? We never see an axe that I know of throughout the game. Throughout the games. That we can use or that he can use. Why does he always have a hatchet? Like, in the promo material, he just has a hatchet for no reason. Like, here. Let me see what I can find on here. With him with a stupid little hatchet. There's another house. Bathroom. Getting sidetracked. Okay, I can't not pass by this. And this. Well, no, I wanted to see what that was. Look at all these houses, man. These are so freaking cool, dude. I love looking at these. These are amazing. Okay, but I don't know. I think those might have been the only ones. It was him with his hatchet. I really don't know what his deal was with the hatchet. I'm guessing he was supposed to wield one, but I think they just ended up scrapping it. Which I think honestly was for the better. Is this another house? It is. I think it was supposed to be the Alpha 1 house. There. Mm, there it is. Maybe they'll accept axe and not hatchet, because that was a little... No, it is a hatchet, but... Like this is this is the costume, and he's actually holding an axe. It might be because of this. Of course, all the official ones are out of this, but I think they're having him holding an axe because this might look like an axe to them, or something. I don't honestly don't know. I don't know what their obsession with the Hello Neighbor axe is. Anyways, my point being, I really like the concept art for Hello Neighbor. I wasn't all that happy with how the game turned out, but after a while, I've certainly grown on it. Hello Neighbor 3 get an update yet? These are just some screenshots, and they look amazing. Here's the pre-alpha. Now, strange thing, I don't know if you noticed this. On the Alpha 2 little banner here, that is the Act 1 house. That is not the Alpha 2 house. That is the Act 1 house. And you can tell, mostly, not just because of the art style, but the front door. Alpha 2 has two red double doors. Act 1 only has one tan, beige-ish single door. Alpha 1 also never has this. This does not exist in Alpha 1. Secret Neighbor, honestly, this is one of my favorite games to come out of the Hello Neighbor franchise. I'm not even joking when I say that because I really love this. In my opinion, it's one of the best games. Besides this one. This one's probably going to be peak. And I also love playing the Hello Neighbor 2 alphas. I've beaten Hello Neighbor 2 itself like 3 times. And then, of course, the original Hello Neighbor. I actually have a mod installed that puts everything on the old style. So, it might not look the same. And then Hello Guest, Hello Neighbor 2 pre-alpha. If I'm being honest, I didn't exactly enjoy this game. I just don't really enjoy the idea, I actually like that. I don't exactly enjoy the idea of this. At the fan game, though. It's a really good fan game. It's called the Late Shift or the Night Shift. It's a Hello Neighbor fan game, and it's basically just a revamp of this entire thing. If Hello Neighbor 2 was this, that's what it is. The prototype, I'm guessing, was the Secret in Secret Neighbor, believe it or not. Then pre-alpha came out, and then the final version, which was just Hello Guest. Did that ever come out, or am I just going crazy? Let's actually go on the Secret Neighbor thing, because I want to see if anybody did Prototype House. Yep, it's the first thing that comes up. Prototype. I want to see if any... Hold on. Concepts. Alpha 3 Concept House. It's actually a really good recreation of it. Might be missing some parts, but... another recreation. Hello Neighbor Concept House. Ah, here's the Kickstarter house. Even taken at the same angle. The alleyways. Let's go pre-alpha, because that's also a really good house. Oh. Let's go Alpha 1. Alpha 1 Remaster. Alpha 1, I actually do have a couple maps in here myself, but that's really all I wanted to talk about, just since Hello Neighbor stuff, now I thought about the game.